What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream today. So, as you can see, I'm going to be playing OMEA, and we're going to be doing the Odin's Trial thing here. If you're not, first off, I do want to thank them for sponsoring this stream. I really appreciate it. Super awesome. So, if you're not familiar with OMEA, kind of what it is basically it's kind of a choose your own adventure type thing. You know, what you type in the game. Let me turn some light on, make it a little bit brighter. What you type in the game kind of changes how the story progresses, and you have an automated game master that kind of reacts to what you type. So it's really cool. It's something that is interesting to me because I've been looking for something similar to this for a long time. I've tried different apps and things. They just don't really work all that well. So this really kind of piqued my interest. So I guess without further ado, let's just kind of get into it here. So we got Odin's Trial. This is the storm took your ship. You walk alone on a frozen shore. Find a way off before the cold or something worse claims you. Well, let's dive in. Let's see what we got here. So get to create. So there's two characters. And I'm gonna, before we do that, actually, I'm gonna turn the music down just a tad. Here. And it might still be a little loud for you guys while I'm not on there, so let me make a couple of adjustments from here. Okay, so let's go a little bit further down. Okay, I don't know how that is for everybody. Hopefully it's not too overpowering for everybody, but so we've got Chosen. So there's Viking raider washed ashore half dead after a ship broke on the rocks, alone on a frozen island. He aches for a home he can no longer picture, and something in the dark already circles. Hey, we got Just Dashed in the chat. What's going on, my friend? How are you today? Hope you're having a great day. Then we also have the Shield Maiden. So that's a Viking raider. We got a Shield Maiden. Viking Shield Maiden washed ashore. It's the same thing. Or we could create our own. I think let's create our own. Let's forge our own character. Oh, hide the screen first. Okay, you know what? Rather than doing, I'll go with, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. So I'll hide the screen. I'll just do this. Haha, you can't see. Let me look at this here. Oh, okay. So what it does, and just because I don't want to have it on the screen here, but essentially it's supposed to like scan your face, I guess. Like when you have the app up, it'll scan you and your likeness will kind of be put on there. That's interesting. I kind of like that. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have my phone with me. So we'll go with one of the pre-generated. Let me pull the game back up here. All right, let's go with the Viking Raider. Let's see what this guy's about. It says, the storm took everything. Your ship, your shield, brothers, and most of your memory. You woke up half frozen on a strange shore, ringed by wreckage and the dead. You know only two things. You're a raider and you have a home worth returning to. Everything else, names, faces, the shape of your hull, slips through your fingers like meltwater. Ahead lies an island of frozen forest and jagged cliffs, and the promise of a long, cold death. Something watches you from the shadows. Survive it, remember who you are, and find your way home. So we've got the attributes. So he's got an average on mental, he's strong on physical, and weak on social. And then abilities, average with athletics and combat. You mean, you'd think he's a raider, he'd be better with combat, but average is better than weak. So there's that. We've got endurance, insight, intimidation, lore. He's really bad with lore. Perception, also not great with persuasion. I'm not gonna be able to persuade anybody, but that doesn't mean I can't. So let's play. Let's see what we got here. A little intro cutscene. Okay, so I'm assuming this is that's kind of the party that I was a part of, and raiding villages. And I'm assuming probably what happened is, yeah, there's the Vikings. That's the ship that my character would have been on. Yeah, I got lost at sea. Kinda, I guess, payback a little bit for raiding the villages. Ooh, fire raven on a rock.
Finally. I am Hugin. Thought. Yours specifically. The only part of your mind Odin left you. Your memory waits across this island. My brother Munin. Reach the frozen passage before the blood moon peaks, or remain nothing. One problem. Fenrir's child guards the passage. Tonight it hunts the whole island. Can you outrun a god's wolf?
Probably not. But we're gonna try. Odin's mad at me. Probably for raiding the village the wrong way. You don't want to mess with Odin. Not at all. And let me know if the sound on the game needs to be turned up a bit. We're in the low fjords at noon.
Your legs obey, but stiffly. The cold has settled into your joints like rust on iron. You rise, water streaming from your tunic, and the wind cuts straight through to your skin.
I like that it's voiced.
Around you, the shore
really
is a
cool.
graveyard. The Drakar's ribs jut from the gray water like the bones of some great leviathan. Bodies bob in the shallows or lie sprawled on the black rocks. Men you knew, faces you cannot name.
Dang.
Further up the slope, a dark smear stains the frost. A trail of blood, leading toward a shape motionless on the cliff edge.
There might be something useful in that wreckage. Or on your dead friends. They have no need of axes now.
So, we have a couple things here. So this is actually kind of a cool feature. I might go into my settings and change this. So you can type what you want. You can see right here. But also right here, I can use my microphone. So I might do that. I'm gonna try with my microphone. So let's do this. Let's see what these are. There's the map. So we haven't discovered much, but that's where we are right now. And here's my character stats. And give your backstory. So right now we're at hypothermia risk, wet clothing, no name, no memory, backstory stuff, and then all your abilities that we saw earlier. Our inventory. So I've got a sealskin pouch, a hand axe, and soaked clothing. And then just a glossary of like different things that we have. So let me just pop into the menu real quick. I did see it here. Switch to my microphone here. And stay. Okay, so let me try the voice function. Let's see that out because that'd be really cool. So I think I want to check the wreckage first, so we'll go with that. Let's check the wreckage. Let's check the wreckage. Oh, it's transcribing words. That's me paying attention to things. So it's searching the wreckage right now. Let's see what we find. Okay,
You wade through the shallows, the sea biting at your ankles like 1,000 small teeth. The Drakar lies broken, its dragon head prow splintered, ribs jutting from the gray water like the bones of a great leviathan. The wood groans as the wave shifted, a mournful sound. Your hands are numb, clumsy as you sift through the debris. The cold is a constant weight, dragging at your limbs. Scattered among the timbers, you find what the storm spared. A broken oar, useful as a club or walking staff. A length of ship's rope, still strong despite the soaking. A torn piece of sail, heavy with water but canvas. A mead flask, miraculously stoppered and full. And a leather satchel, empty but intact.
Okay, so we already have those items.
Practical. The dead make poor conversationalists, but their belongings keep the living breathing. Though I'd check the bodies on the shore, too. They might have sharper things.
The wind picks up, cutting through your soaked tunic. Further up the beach, the bodies of your shield brothers lie scattered, pale and unmoving under the gray sky. A dark smear of blood leads up the cliff toward a motionless shape.
I think I want to go check that out. I want to investigate the trail of blood that leads up the cliff. I hit it. Okay, there we go.
You climb the slope, boots slipping on frost-slicked rocks. The blood trail is stark against the black stone, fresh enough that steam still rises from it in the cold air. The wind carries the copper tang of it, sharp and unmistakable. At the top, the source lies sprawled on the flat ground.
A Viking, or what remains of one. The head is gone. The chest has been ripped open from neck to groin, ribs splayed white against the raw meat.
The left leg is torn off below the knee. This was no axe work. No wolf does this either. The sheer force. It is like something tore him apart like a cooked chicken.
Well, that's terrifying. Okay.
Fenrir's child indeed, or something worse. Notice the hands, defensive wounds. He fought and lost quickly.
The dead man's gear lies
I don't want to fight
scattered
that thing.
around him. A sea axe knife glints in the frost. A small pouch of flint and steel. Heavy furs, though they are soaked and bloodied. On one severed arm, a silver arm ring catches the pale sunlight.
The dead have no use for silver or warmth. You do.
Okay, so that should give me those items. So, real quick, I see Devin in the chat. How's it going, my friend? How are you today? He said, how was your experience with different types of games? Which game is your favorite? Also, which game is tough for you to complete? I mean, I like a bunch of different games. I like to play everything. As far as favorites go, it's kind of hard to pick one favorite because I like a lot of different games, and I probably have a list of like 20 or 30 that I just play over and over again. So it's kind of hard to pick my favorite, to be honest. And games that are tough for me to finish, honestly, there's not many. There's two that I haven't finished that I keep meaning to, but I just never do. One is Mad Max, and the other is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. The only reason is because I just kind of got tired of playing them after a while, so I just never finished them because of that. Just asking, like, is this like a D&D campaign? Yeah, it kind of functions very similar to like a tabletop RPG. So it's like an automated tabletop. So right now, something killed my friend or the dude, and I took all his stuff. Well, I didn't say I took all his stuff. I'm gonna see if I can. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I take the items off of the body and find shelter nearby. Alright, let's see what happens when I do that. Because I don't want to fight whatever, like, destroyed that man. Or at least not yet. I'm not ready for that.
You kneel beside the ruin that was once a man. The blood is tacky, half frozen, matting the fur. Your fingers slip as you work the sea axe knife from its sheath. The blade is sharp, at least. The flint and steel follow, tucked into a pouch that smells of smoke and old leather. The silver arm ring requires more effort. You have to twist the mangled wrist to slide it free. It's heavy, solid silver, marked with runes you cannot read. The furs are sodden with gore, but they are thick.
You strip them from the corpse and drape them over your arm.
Hopefully if I get some good shelter.
The wind howls across the exposed cliff top, cutting through your soaked clothes. You need shelter, and soon. Scanning the black rock, you spot a shallow overhang about 50 paces to the north, a depression in the cliff face where the stone is weathered away. It offers little, but it will block the wind. You scramble toward it, boots slipping on frost, and huddle into the lee of the rock.
A wolf's den, perhaps? Or just a hole in the stone? Better than freezing in the open, I suppose.
That's true.
The sun is already past its peak. Time bleeds away faster than that man did.
The overhang is cramped, smelling of old seabird guano and salt. You crouch in the dry dust, your back against the cold stone. From here, you can see the wreckage below, and the dark smear of the forest to the east. The path north leads up toward higher cliffs, while the slope south drops toward the beach. The wind still finds you, but the bite is lessened.
Okay. So, we're in the cave. There's a forest to the east. The north goes higher up the cliffs, and the south is back to the beach. So I guess what I want to do first, because it says that like the sun has already passed its peak. I think I want to, let's see if I can make a fire. 'Cause I've got the flint and steel, so that should help me make a fire. And I could dry out like my clothes and like the wet furs and things like that. So you know what? Let me head back. I want to head back. Nah, I think because like I've got the Seek's knife and I've got the hand axe. So I think I should be fine. I think I want to try to use the broken ore to start a fire. Yeah, let's try that. I used my broken ore to start a fire and dry out my wet furs and soaked clothing. Hey, Brock, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Thank you for continuing to be a member. I appreciate it. That's super awesome.
You drag the broken ore into the deepest corner of the overhang, sheltering it from the wind that howls across the cliff.
The wood is damp, sodden from the sea, but you shave off curls of the dry inner heart with your sea axe knife, piling them into a small nest. Your hands shake, not just from the cold, but from the effort of gripping the small
He's a good man. How are you? I'm doing great. Doing great. Thanks for asking.
The steel. Sparks fly, dying in the air before they can touch the tinder. Again, a spark catches, flares blue for a heartbeat, then is smothered by a gust of wind finding its way through the rock. The damp wood resists. The cold gnaws at your fingers, making them clumsy and stiff. Hugin watches from a perch above, head tilted, obsidian eyes reflecting the gray sky. You try again, shielding the tinder with your body,
The torn
blowing gently
sail.
on a glowing ember.
I could
The
try
wood
using
smokes,
that as like a
thick
blocker.
and white, but refuses to catch.
Okay, here we go. Difficult to check. Let's roll the dice. So, difficulty is a 5+. So I guess we got to roll a 5 or higher, I would assume. Broggy said was about to sleep, saw me online on Twitch and thought I'd come over here and say hi. Well, hey, how's it going? Well, glad I can catch you before you get some rest. Let's roll these dice. And... okay. I got 2 +1s and a -1. Okay, so I guess one of them hit a 5. I guess these are successes and failures, so... I mean, I'm fine with it, because I got the 5. And it went over that, so I think it's fine. So, hopefully this means... I guess 1s are failures.
A spark bites into the shaved wood, glowing like an angry eye. You blow on it. Cupping your hands to shield the fragile flame from the wind's
We got
greed.
flame, everybody.
It catches.
The dry curls curl and blacken, then flare up with a hungry crackle. The damp wood of the broken ore smokes at first,
Sorry, I think
protesting,
my cat's trying to
but the
get in
heat
door.
builds.
Soon, a steady flame licks at the timber, pushing back the gray shadows of the overhang. The warmth is a physical weight against your skin, driving out the numbness that has settled in your bones.
You hang the wet furs in your soaked tunic near the heat, watching steam rise in ghostly wisps. The smell of wood smoke and drying leather replaces the tang of blood and salt.
Yay. So I'm not at risk for hypothermia anymore, so that's good.
Fire. The first thing man stole from the gods. And the only thing keeping you
need
from
it.
joining your shield brothers in the afterlife today. Enjoy the warmth. It won't last forever.
The fire burns steadily, consuming the broken ore. You sit close, letting the heat soak into your muscles. Outside the overhang, the wind still howls, but here there is a small circle of life. The sun has moved lower in the sky, casting long, stretching shadows across the fjord. You have bought yourself time, but the island is vast and cold, and the light is fading.
Okay, so I need some more wood. What do I have? I need something to burn because like I just used this, so it should be gone from my inventory soon. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna try to sleep for the night. Just sleep until morning. Let's go for that. I sleep until morning. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to hit the send button. I keep waiting for it to go. And I'm like, oh wait, that's my issue. See what happens.
The warmth of the fire wraps around you like a heavy fur, dragging your eyelids down. You lean back against the stone, the heat soaking into your chest, thawing the ice in your marrow.
Your breathing slows, matching the crackle of the burning wood. For a time, there is only the sound of the wind and the hiss of sap. You drift, suspended between the gray cliffs and the dark memories that lurk just beyond reach. The fire burns low, the flames shrinking back to embers. The cold begins to creep back in at the edges of your shelter. A sharp caw echoes
man.
in the small space, jolting you awake.
Morning? You sleep like the dead, chosen. But the sun has not waited for you. Look, the light is failing. You've burned away the afternoon.
You blink, disoriented.
Whoops. I guess I thought it was later in the day than it was.
Shedding little warmth now. The sun has dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in bruised shades of purple and black. The shadows have lengthened, stretching out from the forest like grasping fingers. The wind feels sharper, colder. The air carries a new sound, a distant howl, echoing from the deep woods. It is a long, mournful note that raises the hair on your arms.
The night is waking up, and so are the hunters. You cannot sleep through this, chosen. The darkness is not your friend.
Your clothes are dry now, stiff from the salt and heat, but they no longer sap your strength. The silver arm ring feels heavy on your wrist. The shelter is still secure, but the exposure of the clifftop feels more threatening as the light dies. The path north leads into the deepening gloom of the high fjords. The path south descends to the beach, now lost in shadow. The forest to the east is a wall of black.
So, I don't think going to the beach is going to be helpful. There's nothing really there. I don't think I want to head into the forest. I don't think I want to head north. I think that's probably the best option here. So I'll probably put on my clothing and furs and head up north. Yeah. I put on my dry clothing and furs and head up north. We're in the high fjords now. Ooh, that looks pretty. The weight of the gear
The stiff,
burdens
dry
me, but that's
furs
alright.
and wool chafe against your skin, but the warmth is worth it. You shoulder your pack, the weight of the rope and axe familiar and grounding. The path north climbs steeply, boots crunching on loose scree. As you crest the ridge, the world opens up. This is the high fjords. The cliffs here are sheer, dropping away into a churning gray ocean, hundreds of feet below. To the west, the sea stretches to the horizon, empty and cold. The golden hour light spills across the rock, turning the gray stone amber and painting the distant forest in deep shadows. The wind here is constant, a mournful howl that vibrates in your teeth. Near the edge, you spot a dark opening in the ground to burrow, half hidden by frost-covered stones.
High ground. Good for seeing death coming. Bad for avoiding it. Look at that drop. One slip, and the waves take you.
As you step
Yeah,
closer to
but
the
I
edge,
think I'll be fine.
the wind carries a sound that cuts
I
through
made
the
a
howling
fire,
gale.
so
A
this should be no
voice,
problem.
female, sharp with anger and desperation, echoing from somewhere below the cliff edge.
Freya, take it! Is anyone alive up there? Answer me!
The voice is familiar, though the name escapes you. A shield maiden from the Drakkar. She is trapped on a ledge somewhere down the sheer face of the cliff.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to see if there's a way I can reach them. Okay. I look for a way to reach the shield maiden down the cliff. That's not what I said. Let me record. I look for a way to... let me do that again. It's, you know, words are great. Here we go. Typing would probably be better. I look for a way to reach the shield maiden. It really helps when you can talk properly. if words don't want to work out of your mouth, can't really do much for you.
You rush to the cliff edge, boots skidding on loose scree. The wind here is a physical force,
I'm not
tugging
seeing...
at your furs, trying to pull
Doesn't
you
look
into
good.
the
We'll see what the
void.
next paragraph
Below,
says.
the cliff face is a jagged scar of black. About 20
go to the
feet
next
down,
chunk here.
a narrow ledge juts out. A woman is there, pressed flat against the stone, her knuckles white as she clings to a crack in the rock. She looks up, her face a pale smudge against the dark
Okay.
stone.
So I guess I'll let down the rope.
By Freya's blade, don't just stand there! The stone is crumbling!
Okay? I was trying to
scan the
find a
cliff
way
face.
to look for you.
There are no
okay?
handholds
You
within
can hold
reach.
on, lady.
The rock is smooth and sheer where you stand.
Like, jeez.
But you have the rope from the Drakkar. You uncoil the rough hemp, the fibers stiff with salt. You need to anchor it securely and descend, or lower it to her. The wind howls, snapping the loose end of the rope like a whip.
A noble gesture, or a foolish one. That ledge looks like it wants to break away. Tie it well. If you fall, I won't catch you.
Thanks, Raven.
You find a
Appreciate
heavy,
it.
jagged boulder near the edge, partially embedded in the earth. It looks solid enough. You loop the rope around it, testing the knot with a sharp tug. The hemp holds. You peer over the edge again, gauging the distance and the sway of the wind.
All right, let's roll the dice. Let's see. This is another 5+. I'm strong and average in athletics, so We should be good here. Let's do a little, what's this do? Okay, so this kind of actually explains the dice test. So I was actually curious about this. So it's your attribute dice plus your ability dice. Each die shows 1 to 6. A die is a success if it's at least the test difficulty. Each success counts as 1. The first die that rolls a 1 deducts a single success from your total. With enough ones, your count can go negative. Reroll costs 1 story point and throws your base dice again from scratch. Any successes from the previous rolls are lost. Any bonus dice you add will add success, or added with add success, stay on the table. Add success costs 1 story point, adds a bonus die that counts as an automatic success. Refuse test means your character chooses not to attempt a skill check and lives with the consequences of not trying. You can still counter the proposal with your own declaration. When the dust settles, 2 or more successes beats fate for a massive success. 1 success scrapes through with just as a success. No successes is a failure. End with more critical failures than successes, and it's a critical failure. Okay. And now we kind of understand how that works. Basically, your dice need to roll to match the difficulty or higher, and if it's a 1, it's considered like a critical fail. But you need to have more critical fails than passes. So okay. So okay, I see here. So you get how much dice you get to use is based off of your strength in that particular thing. Like, so this, you can see behind my head, I've got 3 physical, like 3 marks into physical, and I've got 2 marks into athletics. My head's kind of cover it up. There you go. So that gives me 5 dice. The other one I had, it was like 4 dice that I used because of what it was using. So let's roll the dice and see what we got here. I got 2 above, and I didn't get any 1s. So it's a massive success. Alright, let's do it. Grab this lady. I mean, if I was going to talk first, I was going to tell her, don't be rude, I'm going to help, and then send down the rope, but that's fine.
The knot holds true. You swing your legs over the edge, the rope rough and solid in your grip. The descent is effortless, your boots finding purchase on invisible imperfections in the stone. The wind seeming to
I'm a
part
climbing
you rather
master.
than push. You land on the narrow ledge beside her, light as a cat landing on a pillow. The shield maiden stares, eyes wide, as you loop the rope under her arms and around her chest with practiced speed.
You move like a ghost. Just get me off this rock before it falls.
I'm trying.
You
What do you
signal
think I
to
came
moving
down here
above.
for?
Or perhaps just to the sky, and haul. The rope sings through your gloves, taut and unyielding. She rises, not with a struggle, but with the steady, inevitable rhythm of the tides. You crest the cliff edge, pulling her up over the lip. She collapses onto the solid ground, chest heaving, and rolls to her back, staring up at the darkening sky.
Solid ground. I thought I'd end as fish food. You have the grip of a giant and the luck of a fool. I am Inga. I owe you a debt.
You're still kind of rude, Inga. Like, jeez. This lady, I swear.
A debt. How Viking. Better than being dead, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
Though
true.
the night is young,
Inga climbs to her feet, dusting frost from her tunic. She is tall, broad-shouldered, with a warrior's stance despite the ordeal.
Just as she
Golden hour light
intense,
is
right?
fading
I know, like,
fast,
she needs to calm
the
down.
shadows stretching long and hungry from the forest to the east. The wind carries a chill that promises a brutal night.
We can't stay here. This cliff is a grave waiting to be filled. We need shelter. Or fire. Both.
I mean, there's a cliff edge, or like an overhang I was just in. So, let's have her go to the overhang that I was in, and then try to see if we can start another fire. I've already used my broken ore. I mean, it says I still have it. Maybe only used pieces of it. I don't know. So let's do this. let's head back down to the overhang and try to build a shelter with the tarp and flint and steel to make a fire for the night. Not a tarp, it's a sail, whatever. I'm thinking. I need to talk better. That's cleanse the ultimate fire. No, let's make some adjustments here. We can and let's say build a fire. Let's get rid of this. I like that you can, like, even if you talk, you can go back and kind of retype what you say. So that's kind of cool. I do like that. See what happens. So I like the overhang. It kind of keeps us above where things are. So going back down to the low fjords.
The descent is easier than the climb. Gravity pulling you both down the scree slope toward the fjord below. The sky burns with the last light of sundown, salmon and violet bleeding into the gray. Inga moves with a warrior's economy, conserving strength, though you catch her glancing at the darkening forest with a hand on her axe hilt. You reach the overhang where you sheltered before, the depression in the cliff face offering a meager refuge against the wind that howls off the water.
Not a hall, but it has a roof. You camped here? Smart. The wind can't reach us.
You set to work. The torn sail
Yeah, at least
is
it
heavy,
knew what I was talking
stiff
about when I
with
said
salt.
tarp.
But you rig it between two jagged rocks, creating a crude windbreak that cuts the worst of the gale. The fire pit is still there, a circle of blackened stones. You gather what dry wood you can find near the cliff edge. Driftwood, mostly, stripped clean by the storm. The flint strikes true. A spark catches, then a flame.
Nice.
The fire crackles to life, pushing back the encroaching dark. The warmth draws Inga close. She sits opposite you, watching the flames dance.
I remember the ship breaking, the wave, then nothing until I woke on that ledge. What happened to you, Chosen? You move like you fought 100 battles, but you look at your sword like you've never held one.
The firelight casts
Yes, I don't
long
remember
shadows across
things,
her
lady.
face, highlighting the scar above her eyebrow. Beyond the shelter, the night deepens. The wind carries the distant howl of wolves, closer now. The bodies of your shield brothers lie scattered on the shore below, pale shapes in the gloom. You have fire, shelter, and a companion. The night is here.
Okay. So, I guess I'll tell her that I lost my memory in the crash. She needs to stop being so rude. And that we need to take shifts sleeping through the night. And we'll explore the forest in the morning. I'll try. Oh, that's a lot. I don't. Let's see. I don't have any memory from before the crash of the ship, and just please stop being so rude, Shield Maiden, Inga. And if we could take shifts tonight, that would be great. Of sleeping, so that way in the morning we can go wander the forest. No, we can. I meant to say wander the forest. We can go wander the forest. Let's do here. Let's move sleeping here. Gotta use better. Good grammar. I don't talk properly. And let's just get rid of that. Would be great. I think it's out of place. Okay, here we go. Let's see what she says to that.
The firelight flickers across Inga's face, casting her scar in sharp relief. She stares at you for a long moment, her expression unreadable. Then
Let's see what she
snorts.
says. Let me tell her to stop being rude.
Rude? I'm speaking truth. If that sounds rude, you've been listening to too many scalds. No memory? Just a blank slate? That's convenient. Or cursed.
You could be nicer.
She pokes the fire with a stick,
Here, speaking
sending a
truth.
shower of sparks up into the
You're
darkening
still
sky.
being rude, lady.
The wind howls outside the shelter, but the stone blocks the worst of it. The last light of dusk has bled away, leaving only the orange glow of the fire and the first few stars appearing overhead.
Fine. Shifts. I'll take first watch. You sleep. If something comes with teeth, I'll wake you. Unless you'd rather stare at the dark and wonder who you are?
Dang,
A
rude.
generous offer.
Still,
or perhaps she just wants to make sure
this
you don't
lady,
wander
I
off
swear.
into the night. Sleep, Chosen. The forest will still be there in the morning. Hungry.
Inga settles herself against the rock wall, her hand axe across her knees, her eyes scanning the darkness beyond the firelight. The warmth of the fire and the exhaustion of the day's events weigh heavy on your limbs. The night is alive with the sound of the wind and the distant, rhythmic crash of waves.
Okay. So. I sleep until it's my turn to switch off with Inga. I sleep until it's my turn to switch shifts with Inga. This should move it forward a little bit in time. We're at moonrise now.
Sleep takes you like a drowning man takes air. The fire's warmth becomes a distant memory as you sink into the dark. A dreamless void where the cold cannot reach. Time dissolves. A rough shake jars you back to the world. You gasp, your hand instinctively grabbing for your axe. But Inga's voice cuts through the fog.
Easy. It's just me. Your turn. The moon is up.
You blink, disoriented. The fire has burned down to a bed of glowing coals, casting long, flickering shadows against the cliff face. The air is biting, colder than before, sharp with the smell of salt and frost. Above, the moon has risen, a massive pale eye, watching from a sky choked with stars. It paints the black rocks and the dark ocean in shades of silver and ghostly blue. Inga wraps her furs tighter around herself, settling into the spot you just vacated.
Nothing moved. Just the wind and the waves. But the woods are quiet. Too quiet. Keep your eyes open.
Moonrise. The blood moon is coming.
Don't say
You
that.
feel it? The air
I
tastes
don't want a blood moon.
thin. Like the gods are holding their breath.
I don't like that.
Hugin perches on a
we-
dead branch just
We
outside
just
the
have a chill
fire,
night.
his feathers indistinguishable from the shadows. The world feels vast and empty under the moon's cold gaze. To the north, the path up to the high cliffs is a silver ribbon on the dark rock. To the south, the beach is a stretch of pale sand disappearing into the gloom. East, the forest is a wall of absolute blackness.
Okay, I have an idea. Gonna be stupid. But I want to try something. Okay, here we go. Okay. I look for some dry wood near the overhang to continue the fire, and then I do a dance for the moon to prevent any creatures from getting near us. Want to do a little moon dance. Let's see what happens. Let's do some kind of moon dance. Just, hey, no creatures attack me tonight. I don't know.
You move quietly through the screen near the overhang, scavenging for fuel. The wind has stripped most branches clean, but you find enough driftwood wedged in the rocks to feed the fire for a few hours.
Okay, that's good.
The wood is dry and brittle, snapping easily in your hands.
You feed the coals, building the flames back up until they crackle and spit, casting a warm orange glow against the dark cliff face.
What are you doing? The wood is good, but the rest? Are you touched in the head?
Ignoring her, you step into
Hey,
the
go to
open
sleep.
space before the shelter.
Gotta do a
The moon
dance.
hangs heavy and pale above, watching like an unblinking eye. You begin to move. At first, it is just a shuffle of boots on frost, but then it becomes a rhythm, a stomping.
She's
weaving
like, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to
You
help,
raise
lady.
your arms to the sky, mimicking the sweep of the raven's wing, the strike of the wolf's claw. You dance for the moon, a silent plea to the gods of this frozen rock to keep
This is
the teeth
amazing.
at bay.
I love it. She's like,
The sacred dance of the desperate. I'm sure Mani is flattered. Or confused. Hard to tell with
got the gods paying attention though, right?
By Freya's shield! If the beast comes, I hope your dancing scares it to death.
You were supposed to already
going to
be
sleep.
asleep.
Inga turns her back to you, pulling her furs tight. The firelight flickers over her shoulders as she settles in.
Don't tell
You
me
finish
what
your
to
dance,
do on
breath
my
steaming
watch.
in the cold air.
You're the one who's
The
sleeping.
forest remains silent. The wolves do not howl.
I see. A dance.
Whether it is your dance or simply chance,
Nah.
the night
it was the
feels
dance.
still for a moment. The fire pops, sending a shower of sparks upward to join the stars.
I love that that happened. It'd be really funny if I had to roll for the dance. Oh, that would have been so funny if I failed. Huge monster shows up. That would have been hilarious. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep watch till morning. I keep watch until morning. Just action, right? I figured, you know what? Hey, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, I could get attacked by a giant wolf, but that's beside the point. You know, I apparently did a little dance, and the gods were happy with me. So they were like, okay, let's leave this weird guy alone. Aw, I was gonna watch till morning.
The night stretches out, endless and cold. You sit by the dying fire, watching the shadows lengthen and retreat as the coals glow and fade.
Now all the enemies will
The
respawn.
moon climbs higher, pale at first, then staining the
No.
sky with a deep, ominous rust. The blood moon. It bathes the world in a light that feels wrong, turning the black rocks to dried blood, and the ocean to something darker still. The wind dies down to a whisper, and the silence is heavier than the gale was. Inga sleeps fitfully, muttering words you cannot catch. Hugin is gone, vanished as he always does when the moon rises. Hours bleed together. Just as the eastern sky begins to gray, a sound carries on the wind.
That's not good.
Not a wolf howl. Something deeper. A wet, guttural roar that vibrates in your chest.
I guess they weren't
followed
happy
by
with
the
my
sharp
dance.
crack of breaking timber from the forest below. It is distant, but the direction is clear. East, toward the passage. Inga jerks awake, her
Yeah, I was
hand
gonna wake
going to
her
her
up,
axe
but
before
that's
her
great.
eyes are even open. She looks at the sky, then at you, her face grim in the fading moonlight.
I know, I shouldn't have done the dance.
You heard it? That wasn't a wolf. Morning's coming. We shouldn't be here when the sun finds us.
The sun crests the horizon, pale and weak, doing little to warm the frost that coats everything. The blood moon fades, but the feeling of dread remains. You are tired, your eyes gritty from the long watch, but the night is over. You have survived.
Yay, now I'm tired. Okay. Let's... Let's see, maybe we head into the forest and look for any signs of civilization. I head into the forest and look for any signs of civilization. Yep, that's... Yeah, I did not say that. Let's try that again. Let's head into the forest and look for any signs of civilization. I don't know whose secret is. I'll just type in civilization. You know, it helps if you can spell.
You shoulder your pack and nod toward the eastern tree line. Inga follows, her axe loose in her hand. The path down from the fjords is steep and treacherous, a narrow track of slick stone and loose scree that winds through the cliff base. The forest below waits like a black mouth, the spruce and birch trees packed so tight they seem to strangle the light. The air grows colder as you descend, the wind from the ocean blocked now by the mass of the island, replaced by a stillness that feels heavy. Wrong.
Too quiet. Even the birds know better than to sing here.
You step onto the forest
Maybe
floor.
the birds should do a
ground
little
soft
dance
with layers
instead.
of old needles and hidden roots.
Just saying.
The shadows are long, stretched out by the pale morning sun struggling to pierce the canopy. Somewhere deep in the woods, a branch snaps.
Not the wind, something heavy, moving with purpose.
Then another snap, closer. The hair on your arm stands up. You are not alone in these woods, and whatever is watching is starting to move.
Run! Move!
Okay. So, she wants us to run. We gotta outrun the beast. Oh no, difficulty 6. Okay. Let's hope I don't critically fail and just die. Oh no. That's a critical failure. I have some story points. So, you know what? No, I want to see what happens with the critical failure. Let's accept these results. I want to see what happens. I'm really curious to see what happens when I critically fail.
You turn to run, boots scrabbling for purchase on the needle-covered earth. Inga is beside you, axe raised, breath coming in white bursts. But the forest floor betrays you. A hidden root, slick with frost, snaps under your foot. You go down hard, the breath driven from your lungs in a pained gasp. Inga stumbles, turning back to help you. And that is when the shadow detaches itself from the trees.
Oh dang. Oh, it's a werewolf. I think Inga got it though. It looked
massive,
like at the picture.
a hulking nightmare of
think she got
matted
it.
gray fur and muscle that moves too fast for something so big. Yellow eyes burn in the darkness, and the smell of rot and wet fur hits you like a blow. It does not howl. It lunges. Inga screams a war cry, swinging her axe with everything she has, but the beast is a blur of claws and teeth. The axe bites into its shoulder, a spray of dark blood, but it does not even slow. A massive paw catches her mid-swing, tossing her aside like a broken doll.
Oh dang.
She hits
Did
a
Inga
tree
just
trunk
die?
and crumples, motionless.
Oh. This is
The
bad.
beast turns its attention to you. You scramble backward, dragging yourself through the dirt, but it is on you in an instant. A jaw like a bear trap snaps inches from your face. Hot breath reeking of carrion washing over you. You lash out with your sea axe knife, scoring a shallow cut across its snout, but it ignores the wound. A heavy claw rakes across your chest, tearing through wool and flesh. Pain explodes, white hot and blinding. You are thrown backward, slamming into the base of a spruce. The world spins. The beast looms over you, silhouetted against the pale moon, lips curled back to reveal yellowed fangs dripping with saliva.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try
Run,
something.
Chosen! Don't wait for me!
Inga stirs at the base of the
Depends on
tree,
what it lets me
her
do here.
voice a
Depends on what
ragged
happens.
whisper. The beast's ears twitch at the sound, but its eyes remain locked on you. It lowers its head, growling deep in its throat, a sound that vibrates in your bones. It is toying with you. You have seconds before it strikes again.
Okay, I'm gonna try something. This is probably gonna get me killed, but I want to try this out. I want to give it a shot. I grab a nearby stick, wave it in the werewolf's face, and say, "Go fetch, boy," and throw it. He's like a doggy. Let's see if this works at all. If he runs after it, I would love that.
Your hand closes around a fallen branch, brittle and dead. You thrust it forward.
I hope this works. It'd be so funny. It'd be hilarious.
Go fetch, boy, you shout, your voice cracking with adrenaline and pain.
You hurl the sticks sideways into the undergrowth.
The beast does not even look at the
Ah,
stick.
dang it.
Its yellow eyes narrow, pupils contracting to vertical slits.
Aw,
It
man.
understands the insult. A
Probably
low
shouldn't have done that.
rumble builds
That's-
in its chest,
that's insensitive of
vibrating
me.
through
I
the ground where you
apologize.
sit. It does not lunge immediately. It savors the moment. The muscles in its shoulders
Hope I get to
bunch
say
like
something.
coiled rope. The air around it seems to darken.
Nice
Shadows
try. I know, just Ashton. I tried. Dang it. Okay, let's. Hey, I got a 6, and I also got a 1, so it kind of cancels each other out. Makes it a failure. I don't want to. I'm gonna add a success to this one, so that way I can at least have it be just a regular success, so I don't die right here. If the werewolf is still there the next time I make an interaction, I want to say that I apologize. I didn't mean to be rude.
The beast explodes into motion, a gray blur of muscle and fury. Your insult bought you a heartbeat, nothing more. You throw yourself to the side.
Hey, I'm glad that it gave me some time. I didn't attack immediately.
Snapped shut on the empty air where your throat was a moment before.
The wind of its passing buffets you, smelling of rot and old blood. A claw catches your shoulder, tearing through the wool and digging deep, but the force is glancing enough to scar, not enough to kill. You roll, coming up with your sea axe knife raised, breath hissing through gritted teeth against the pain. The beast skids in the snow, turning with unnatural speed. It snarls, a sound like rocks grinding together, and crouches for another leap. Inga groans at the base of the tree, trying to push herself up, but her legs won't hold her. She is a sitting target.
Leave me! Go! That's an order!
You don't tell me what to do, lady. I have a bleeding chest wound, I'm dazed, and I have an adrenaline rush. Okay, so that clearly didn't work. That insulted him. So I'm going to. This is gonna get me killed. I'm trying to be nice here. I know I'm a Viking, but I don't have her memories. I could try to fight the thing, or I could leave her to die. I think I want to try to apologize to the werewolf and I'm gonna apologize and do the moon dance to try to appease the werewolf's anger. I'm gonna let's do that. Okay. I get on my knees and bow before the werewolf, sincerely apologizing for the insults with the stick, and then I perform the moon dance to try to make the werewolf happy. Okay, almost. I bow before the werewolf and Apologize for the insult with the stick. Yes. Let's go. Let's see. Because you never know. Maybe he's just really angry that I threw the stick. Because he understood that it was an insult. He's like, excuse me? So, see what happens. I'm probably going to die. Or Inga might die. But hey, you never know. That's the beauty of just these things. Is you just kind of try stuff. I think the game's like, what are you doing? I don't think...
You drop to your knees in the blood-stained snow, head bowed low before the nightmare. Forgive the insult, you murmur, your voice trembling in cold air. I meant no offense. The beast growls, a sound like grinding stones. But you push yourself up, ignoring
See,
the
if
pain
this
in your
works,
chest.
that would be so great.
You begin to move, swaying and stamping, reenacting the moon dance from the shelter. Your arms sweep wide, mimicking the wings of Hugin. Your feet tracing patterns on the frost.
He's like, what
For
is
a heart,
going on?
Yellow eyes narrow, confusion flickering.
Come on, moon dance for the win.
Then the hunger returns,
Aw.
sharper than before. It sees only meat dancing.
Dang it.
It crouches, muscles coiling and springs.
I guess I'm dead. So I died. That was not great. So key lesson here is don't do a moon dance in front of a werewolf. Doesn't work.
The jaws closed. That was the last thing Aud knew. Heat, the snap of bone, the taste of his own blood. The moon dance died in the snow with him. The beast fed.
Aw,
and
no
the
more
forest
moon dance.
watched, indifferent as stone.
Well, that did not go well.
Fenrir's child is fed. The island keeps what Odin sends it.
The silver arm ring lies forgotten in the frost. Inga lies broken against the roots. Munin waits at the passage, and he will wait forever. The ice cracks. The wind howls. Nothing changes. Stranded. Not a place, but what Aud became.
That did not go well. So I want to try that again. We're going to be a little bit different here. This time, local play is chosen. Here, the Viking Raider. We're going to go a little bit differently this time. We can skip through this since we went through it the first time. And we'll skip through some of the beginning dialogue. So it turns out the werewolf does not like... It's more instinctual than it has its kind of personality intact. It's
Your legs
human
tremble
side,
as you
which
push
makes
yourself
sense.
up. The wet... A smear of
Good
red...
and all this stuff.
Shivering.
All right. So, let's try something different. I know if I follow the trail of blood, it's going to lead to that guy's body. The hypothermia risk, so I'm going to try something here. I take off my wet clothes and sprint into the forest. Just speedrunner strat. It's probably gonna get me killed faster. I'm in the wolf's forest now. So it seems like the blood moon is when you don't want to be in the forest.
You tear the sodden wool from your skin and cast it onto the rocks. The air hits you like a blade of ice, cutting deep before you can take a breath. You run. Bare feet slap against frozen earth and hidden roots, pain shooting up your legs with every step. The forest swallows you whole. Spruce branches claw at your skin. Birch trunks blur past. The cold is a living thing, sinking into your marrow, turning your blood to slush. Your breath comes in great ragged clouds, vanishing instantly in the gray light.
The naked approach. Bold. Stupid. The wind will kill you before the wolves get the chance.
Ow.
Or is this a sacrifice to Odin? He usually prefers heads.
You stumble, your legs numb and uncooperative, and catch yourself against a rough pine trunk. Your skin is pale, turning blue at the edges. Shakes rack your body so hard your teeth rattle. The forest is silent here, watching.
Shadows stretch long and thin in the afternoon light. A trail of faint tracks leads deeper into the gloom.
Wolf prints, and something larger, heavier, that doesn't look like any beast you know.
Well, we know that's the werewolf. Okay, so I guess what I will try now... I'm in the woods. Let me... Don't have any clothes. What items do I have? I got an axe and a pouch. You know what? I think it'll be fine. Let's start a fire in the forest. Yes. Let's do that. I grab some branches nearby and start a big fire in the middle of the forest. Werewolf can't hunt me if there's no forest to hunt me in. This is going to be a bad idea.
You scramble through the undergrowth, fingers numb and clumsy as you snap dead branches from the spruce trees. The cold gnaws at your skin.
A constant, biting pressure that makes thinking difficult. You pile the wood in a clearing, your breath hitching in your chest.
A big fire. That's what you need. Something to chase back the death creeping up your limbs. You crouch over the heap of dry twigs and pine cones,
Patting your pouch for flint and steel, or searching for the right stones to strike sparks.
Ooh, this is going to be a difficult one. All right, let's see. Let's roll the dice. Do we get it? It's still a failure. Let's add a success to this one. I really want to start a big old fire. If I had another success, it could probably be it. A failure could be one of two things. I think it would be kind of funny if the failure was I do start a fire, but it burns the whole forest down. That would be awful. Okay, so we succeed in building a fire in the forest.
The flint strikes. A spark catches in the dry birch bark, blooming into a hungry orange tongue. You blow on it, your breath misting in the cold air, and the flame spreads greedily to the pine cones and branches. Within moments, a crackling fire pushes back the gray gloom of the forest. Heat washes over your skin, stinging at first, then sinking deep into your shivering limbs. The trembling slows, though your skin remains pale and exposed to the biting air.
Fire. The first invention and still the best. Though I notice you're still unclothed. The wolves might find that confusing or appetizing.
The firelight dances on the spruce trunks surrounding the clearing. To the north, the forest floor rises slightly, the path growing narrow and dark. South, the trees thin, letting in more pale light. East and west, the dark woods continue, silent, but for the wind in the branches. You are alive, for now, but the cold air still bites at your bare skin.
All right. So I guess what I'll do is look for any animals that I can use their fur for warmth. Yeah. I look for any animals nearby that I can use for warmth for their fur. Let's see. I mean, I could have just kept my clothes, but meh.
You scan the forest, your eyes darting from shadow to shadow. The snow is patchy here under the spruce boughs, offering little in the way of tracks. Winter is a lean time. The smart animals are deep in their dens, and the desperate ones are already dead.
You move quietly, your bare feet making no sound on the pine needles, but the cold gnaws at your exposed skin, a constant reminder of your vulnerability.
Yeah, this was a bad idea.
Hunting? Without clothes? Without a bow? You intend to wrestle a wolf
Yes.
into submission? Or perhaps strangle a bear with your bare
Yes.
hands?
You spot a disturbance in the snow ahead, a set of tracks, large and clawed. They lead toward a dense thicket of birch and holly. The wind shifts, carrying the faint copper tang of blood. Something was here recently, and something might still be watching.
All right. If I can do this, go the wrestler approach. Okay, so that's a failure. Let's add a success to this. I only have one more story point to use. So after this, I'll be out of luck. But it's like, yeah, let me find some not killed with my bare hands. I'll wrestle it to the ground.
You follow the copper scent, your bare feet silent on the pine needles. The thicket parts to reveal a gray wolf, its hind leg mauled, perhaps by the very beast whose tracks you saw earlier. It snarls, ears flattened, but it's weak, blood matting its flank. You don't hesitate. Your hand axe is in your grip before you think, the weight familiar and right. You strike. Once, twice. The wolf collapses, its heat already fading into the cold air. You work quickly, the cold driving your hands even as your stomach turns at the gore. The skinning is crude, you are no craftsman, but the fur is thick and gray, still warm from the beast's life. You wrap it around your shoulders, tying the legs around your neck. The smell of blood and wild musk fills your nose, but the warmth is immediate. The shivering stops.
At least I'm not cold anymore. There's that. Benefit. Not gonna help me for long, but it is
A
what it is.
wolf coat? How fitting. You smell like them now. Perhaps the pack will accept you as one of their own. Or perhaps they'll just eat you.
The forest
Hey, you don't
seems
have to be so
quieter
rude,
now, as if
Raven, like, all
acknowledging
the
the
time.
kill. The sun hangs lower in the sky, shadows stretching long across the clearing. You have warmth, you have a weapon, but the light is failing, and with it, the safety of the day.
So I guess I'll go back to the fire, make a torch, and head deeper into the forest to the north. Yeah. I head back to the fire and make a torch, and then head deeper into the forest to the north. That should help.
You return to the clearing where your fire still smolders, the embers glowing like a dying eye in the gathering gloom. The cold air bites at your face as you work quickly, selecting a sturdy branch and wrapping the top in dry birch bark and pine resin.
Nice.
You thrust it into the coals, watching the flame catch and spread, until a steady torchlight pushes back the shadows.
I mean, Inga's probably still
With the
hanging
wolf
up on the
pelt
cliff.
draped over your shoulders and the torch
well.
held high, you turn north. The forest changes as you move. The spruce trees grow denser, their branches interlocking overhead to block the fading light. The silence here is absolute. No birds, no small animals, just the wind sighing through the needles. In the distance, a wolf howls, closer than before, a lonely sound that raises the hair on your arms. Then, through a break in the trees, you see it, a massive oak tree, impossibly large for this northern land, its gnarled branches reaching toward the darkening sky like twisted fingers. A crude structure clings to the oak's trunk, a wooden platform perched high among the branches. Smoke rises from a fire pit on the platform, curling into the amber sky. Strange carvings mark the bark below, runes, old and weathered, spiraling around the roots. A rope ladder hangs down, swaying slightly in the breeze.
God's speech. The Old One calls it that. He speaks to the All-Father there, or thinks he does. Hard to tell the difference sometimes.
Yeah, I want to hit up that ladder. I climb the rope ladder and see if I can find anyone there. Let's see how this goes. So far, this is going better than... I mean, I did have to use 2 story points to survive, but at least this is going better than the last time, I think.
You grab the rough hemp of the rope ladder. It creaks under your weight, swaying in the wind as you haul yourself up, hand over hand. The wolf pelt keeps your back warm, but the air grows colder the higher you climb. You pull yourself over the edge of the wooden platform and stand. The floor is solid, built of heavy timber lashed to the massive oak branches. A fire pit burns in the center, smoke rising straight up into the darkening sky. Dried herbs hang from the eaves of a small, crude shack built against the trunk. Animal skulls, bear, wolf, something larger stare at you from posts driven into the wood. The smell of wood smoke and something strange, like incense, is thick here.
There should be a person up here. I mean, there's a fire, so... Yeah, there he is.
Climber. In the golden light. The raven said someone would come, but they did not say naked. An old man emerges from the shack.
He's like, whoa!
He is a bundle of patchwork furs and wild gray hair.
I love it.
Bones and feathers woven into his beard. His eyes are pale blue, unfocused, as if seeing something beyond you. Rune tattoos wind around his hands and neck. He does not draw a weapon. He simply watches, head tilted.
Godamada, the God Speaker. He speaks to the All-Father, or the All-Father speaks to him. He never remembers which.
You carry the wolf's warmth, but you carry the storm's cold too, Strandwalker. Why have you climbed to God Atatel?
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna just talk to him here. Look, man, my ship crashed. I don't remember who I am or what's going on, and I saw this fire, so I just wanted to hang out. See what he says.
Hang out. Yes. The fire is good. The company, rare. The strands of fate brought you here, Strandwalker. Naked and burning.
I wonder
A
how
strong
much they're
sign.
gonna just put forth. Like, can you put some
He calls
clothes
it
on?
fate. I call it hypothermia and luck. But he knows things. About the beast. About the island. If you can decipher the riddles.
You have no name, no memory. The storm took it. but the All-Father spared you. Why? That is the question.
Oh, why don't you ask me?
Come, sit. The fire is warm, and I have dried fish. Unless you prefer to freeze in the wind.
All right, here we go. I say, oh, sweet, let's eat some fish. And then I sit by the fire and eat with him. That's not how Vikings talked, but let's see how that goes. He's gonna be like, why are you talking all weird? That would be so funny.
You sink onto a rough log beside the fire pit. The heat sinks into your bones, driving out the
I
last
guess
of the
he's not
forest
gonna
chill.
acknowledge it. That's okay.
So Rolf hands you a strip of dried fish. Hard, salty, and smoky. It tastes like survival. You tear into it, the wolf pelt draped over your shoulders, the torch sputtering at your feet.
Eat. The body remembers what the mind forgets. Hunger is a sharp teacher. You came from the sea. The storm brought many here over the years. Most stay in the ground.
That's not good.
Charming. He serves fish and talks about graves. A true host.
I mean, he lives by himself. I don't know what
The
else he's
raven
gonna talk about.
speaks. They always do. To those who listen. But the wolf is silent until it is too late. You have seen its tracks.
The firelight flickers across Toros' rune-tattooed hands as he gestures vaguely at the darkness below the platform. The wind picks up, rattling the dried herbs hanging
The
from
runes
the
probably
eaves.
protect him
Somewhere in the
from
distance,
the wolf, I would
a
assume.
wolf howls, closer now, echoing through the ancient trees.
There it is. The choir. They know you're here.
Hmm.
They can smell the blood on that pelt.
You seek passage. All who wake here seek passage. But the ice is failing. And the hunter, it walks tonight, under the moon that bleeds.
Yep. So, let's see. What can I do? I guess I'm gonna ask him, like, about the runes. Do the runes on your body and tree protect you from the wolf? And if so, can I have some too? I just, like, you know, if they protect him, I want to see. Can I have some, please?
Protect?
Aw,
No.
darn.
The runes do not stop the teeth. They do not stop the cold. They only remind the gods that we are here, listening.
Useful. I feel much safer knowing the gods are watching me freeze to death.
Right?
You are marks. You carry the storm already. Why carve what is already written on your skin?
Okay.
But if you seek power, you must
okay.
offer something in return.
Knowledge for knowledge.
Knowledge for knowledge.
Okay.
A trade. How transactional. Ask him about the hunter, Strand Walker. He knows what burns it.
Is it fire? Does fire burn the hunter? Okay, so let's see. I ask him, do you know what burns the hunter? Because I don't want to die. Let's get
Burn.
There it goes.
Yes. Everything burns if the fire is hot enough. But the hunter, it fears the old heat. The flame that cleanses.
Flame that cleanses.
Fire. He means fire. Cryptic old fool. He could just say use a torch.
I have a torch.
You have the torch in your hand.
Yes. I knew it was
But
smart.
fire is a hungry guest. It eats what it touches. Wood, fur, flesh. Are you willing to feed it?
Yes.
He's asking if you're brave enough to get close enough to use it. Or stupid enough.
I mean, I just ran in the woods naked.
The
so I'm
firelight
not
dances in
really sure
Toral's
I'm
pale eyes as he
stupid enough to
watches
try
you,
it.
waiting for your answer. The wind gusts through the platform, making the rope ladder creak against the oak trunk. Below, the forest is darkening, the golden hour fading into the deepening gloom of approaching night.
Here we go. I say, oh yeah, let's go burn a wolf. this is gonna be so dumb. You gotta try things. You never know. Okay, fine. It's not a wolf. It's a werewolf. You know, same thing. I'll let
Burn
him
a
do the
wolf.
talking, though.
The fire in you is strong, Strandwalker, but the grey ones are many. And the hunter, it is not a wolf.
He's right. The wolves are just the teeth. The thing behind them is the mouth. Still, if you want to singe some fur, they are getting closer. I can hear them.
A chorus of howls rises from the forest below, closer than before. The sound echoes through the ancient trees, a wave of hunger and wildness washing up the trunk of the oak. Torolf turns his head, listening, his eyes losing focus again, as if hearing something else entirely.
Probably the werewolf.
They smell the blood on your pelt. They know you are here. The night is coming. God Atel is safe. For now. But the forest belongs to them.
The last of the golden light fades from the sky, leaving the platform in the glow of the fire pit and the torch in your hand. The wind picks up, cold and biting, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth.
Okay. All right, so the wolves will be here soon. You know, I'll ask him if he has a bow and some arrows that I can borrow. Do you have any bows and arrows that I can borrow for fighting the wolves? I'm gonna stay up here. I'm not going down there.
A bow to shoot the wind.
It's
God
for the wolves, not the wind. Okay.
The All-Father provides the spear or the axe. The bow is for hunters who fear to get close.
Right?
He's
Just
right.
that. No.
You have an axe. You have fire. Why complicate it with sticks and strings? Besides, you'd probably just shoot yourself in the foot.
Okay, thanks for the confidence
You
there.
have the wolf skin. You have the fire maker. That is enough. If you wish to kill, you must look the death in the eye. Not from a
All
distance.
right, fine.
Torolf turns back to the fire, stirring the embers with a stick. The wind howls through the branches of the ancient oak. rattling the
He
dried
did say
herbs.
no, right?
The torch in your hand sputters,
Like, you have one of these
casting
things?
long,
No. Dang
dancing
it.
shadows across the
But he's
platform.
legitimately like, what are you, crazy?
Look death in the eye. Very poetic. Also a good way to get your throat ripped out. But he won't
You
give you a
also
bow.
are the one
He
who
barely
said
gives
not
me
to
the time
do
of
it,
day.
too. So don't be all acting like, you know, he's the one who doesn't want me to do. I swear. This Raven. All right. So I guess what I will do then at this point is I will jump down out of the tree. Or no, I'll wait for the wolves to arrive. Yeah. I will wait by the fire until the wolves arrive. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's nothing else for me to do. I could jump down there, but now I'll wait till they get here and then see what kind of craziness we can do. It's sundown.
The fire crackles, sending sparks up into the darkening sky. You sit on the rough log, the wolf pelt pulled tight around your shoulders, the torch resting across your knees. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the clouds in bruised shades of purple and black. Sundown bleeds into dusk. The wind picks up, howling through the ancient branches of the oak, carrying the scent
Of snow and something wilder.
They come. The grey ones. They smell the blood on your fur. They are patient. They will wait until the fire dies.
Or until you fall asleep. Wolves are opportunists. Like most things in
see.
this world.
I mean, I've got a torch.
Below the platform, shadows detach themselves from the tree trunks. One by one, they emerge into the clearing around the oak. Yellow eyes reflect the firelight from the darkness. 5, 6, maybe more. They pace restlessly, their paws silent on the pine needles. A low growl ripples through the pack, a vibration you feel in the wood beneath you.
The ladder. They cannot climb. But you cannot stay up here forever. The wood will burn, or the cold will take you.
Okay.
He's right. You're trapped in a tree with a crazy old man and a pack of hungry wolves at the bottom.
All right. We're going to get
What's
crazy
the plan,
here.
warrior? Jump, burn, or wait for the inevitable?
The largest wolf, a scarred alpha with
yes,
a gray
perfect.
muzzle, steps forward and looks up at the platform. It bares its teeth, a white flash in the gloom, and lets out a sharp bark. The others answer, a chorus of hunger that echoes through the forest. The torch flame flickers in the wind.
All right. So here's what I'm going to try. I have an idea in my head. I don't know if it's going to work. I have one story point to turn it into a success unless I critically fail. But I really want to try this out. So I'm going to jump out of the tree, land on top of the alpha wolf, and like hit it with the torch, and then try to see if I can like suplex it onto its back. Let's try that. I'm gonna try this. This is probably not gonna work at all, but I think it'd be really awesome if it did. I leap out of the tree towards the alpha wolf. I hit it in the face with the torch and then suplex it onto its back and hold my axe to its throat. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I think that'd be really cool if this works. Just imagining, bam, go whap, and then hold my axe to his throat. Maybe get it to stop.
You vault over the railing, the wolf pelt flapping like wings. The air rushes past, cold and sharp. The torch flame streams backward in the wind, a comet of fire diving into the dark. Below, the alpha looks up, yellow eyes widening as you fall.
That's it. I leap out of the tree.
You slam into the scarred wolf, driving the torch into its snout. Fire meets fur with a sickening hiss, and the smell of burning hair. The impact drives the beast into the snow. But the ground is harder than expected. The pack surges forward, a wall of gray fur and teeth closing the distance.
Bold, stupid. I can't decide which. Hit it again before they
it only
eat your
took the
legs.
first bit. Survive the fall and dominate the wolf. I really hope I get this. This will be amazing. So it's a failure. I've got it. I want to add this to success. I wish I had gotten more than one, so it would have been a massive success, because that would have been hilarious. But I'll take at least a success. Now that's my last story point, so I can't save myself anymore after this. That would be so funny. Oh, that would have been amazing.
The impact drives the breath from the alpha's lungs in a sharp yelp. You slam the beast into the snow, the torch flaring as it rolls away, sending sparks across the clearing.
Nice.
Before the wolf can recover, you hook your arm around its neck and heave, flipping the heavy animal onto its back.
I did it.
Thrashes, claws
That's
rake in the
amazing.
air, but you press your weight down, the iron edge of your hand axe resting against its throat.
Yeah, this wolf's gonna leave me alone now.
The alpha goes still, yellow eyes wide with panic. The growling from the tree line cuts off instantly. The other wolves freeze, ears
I
flattened.
can't believe that
watching their
worked.
leader pinned in the
That's
snow.
amazing.
You are the storm now, wild and undeniable. The alpha whines, a high, thin sound of submission, and turns its head away, exposing its neck fully.
Look at them! The Grey King on his back. They respect strength. Or maybe they just think you're mad. Either way, you bought yourself a part.
Yes.
The pack begins to back away, melting into the shadows between the ancient spruces. One by one, they turn and slip into the dark forest, leaving only the pinned alpha beneath you and the dying light.
I'm really
of the
glad I
torch
had
in
that
the
story
snow.
point to make that a success.
The wind howls.
That was
empty
cool.
now, through the branches of the oak above.
I want to tame the alpha. So basically, it's now gonna be with me, and the wolves will kind of be like my pack. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that real quick. See if it works. Oh wait, I didn't do that again. I tame the alpha and become its alpha, while it also still controls the rest of the pack. Let's see what happens. Who knows? This will be really cool, because then I'll have like an army of wolves to fight the werewolf. Aha, take that, sir. Please work.
You press the iron edge harder against the alpha's throat, feeling the rapid pulse of its heart against your forearm. The wolf goes limp, its body trembling beneath yours. It does not fight anymore. It yields.
Yeah.
You broke it. Or maybe you just scared the death out of it. Either way, the pack is leaving. They follow the strong, and right now, that's you.
The last of the gray shadows vanishes into the spruce thicket. The forest falls silent, save for the wind in the branches and the crackle of the dying torch nearby. You release the pressure slightly. The alpha remains still for a moment, then slowly rolls onto its
man,
belly.
I got myself a
Head
doggo.
low,
Yay.
ears flat.
I think.
It does not run. It watches you, waiting.
It thinks you're the pack leader now. Good luck explaining that to the rest of the island. Hello, I brought my dog. It's a wolf. It eats people.
Ah, don't worry about that.
Above, on the treehouse platform, Torov leans over the railing. His pale eyes reflect the firelight. Unreadable.
The Stormwalker commands the Grey Ones. The All-Father weaves strange threads. You have a path now, warrior. But can
I
you
don't have to
walk
walk.
it?
I've got a giant wolf I can ride.
The alpha stands shakily, shaking snow from its scarred coat. It stays a few paces away, watching your every move. Not quite a pet, but no longer an enemy.
Okay. I want to name the wolf and then travel further into the forest. And name the wolf, pick up the torch, head into the forest. Let's see, what name should I give the wolf? What name should I give him? Let's name him. Steve. Yep. Steve the Wolf. That's what's going on. It's gonna be Steve the Wolf. Pick up the torch. And me and Steve head further into the woods. Okay. I look at the wolf and name him Steve, then pick up the torch that I dropped, and me and Steve head further into the forest. Yes. Steve the Wolf.
You look down at the scarred alpha. Steve, you say. The wolf's ears twitch at the sound, but it does not flinch. It accepts the name as it accepted the axe submission is its nature now.
Steve. A strong name. It sounds like a farmer who lost his pig. But the wolf doesn't care what you call it, only that you can kill it.
You scoop the torch from the snow, shaking off the wet clumps that cling to the wood. The flame flares back to life, casting a warm orange glow against the gathering dark.
Nice. What is it gonna say? There it goes. Oh, it's not saying it, but I'll just read it. Steve watches the fire, wary, but when you turn and walk deeper into the forest, he follows. He pads silently through the snow, a gray shadow at your heel, keeping a respectful distance.
Two of you now. A naked man and a wolf named Steve. The beast will be terrified.
Yes.
Or confused. Probably confused.
Wait, why is there a naked man?
The ancient spruces close in around you, their branches
Steve.
heavy with snow.
I love it.
The path is faint, barely a deer track winding through the undergrowth. The wind dies down here, muffled by the dense canopy, and the silence returns heavy and watchful. Ahead, the forest slopes downward, darker and thicker.
Me and Steve look for any signs of the beast. I want to track him down. I want to tame him too. Then I have a wolf and a werewolf. Yes.
You hold the torch high, the flame pushing back the deepening gloom of the forest. Snow crunches under your boots, a sound that seems deafening in the unnatural quiet.
Just the fact that it's called Steve is like, do I really want to keep saying Steve? I don't know if it's going to start talking or not. If it does start talking, I'll just go ahead and read it. Yeah, Steve pads beside you, his nose low to the ground, occasionally stopping to sniff at a tree trunk or frozen bush. The light casts long, distorted shadows that seem to reach for you as you move.
Looking for the monster. It leaves tracks, chosen. But so does everything else. The trick is knowing which paw print belongs to a wolf and which belongs to a nightmare.
I mean, the ones that don't look like wolf prints. I don't think it's going to read this. I think it has the problem with Steve. Steve suddenly stops, his hackles rising. Hackles. Can't read. He growls low in his throat, staring at a patch of disturbed snow beneath a spruce tree. You kneel beside him, holding the torch close. The snow is trampled, churned into a bloody slush. Gross.
Among the smaller wolf prints, you see something else impressions. Too large to be any natural animal. The stride too long and heavy. They lead south, deeper into the darkening forest, then vanish where the ground is rocky and bare.
There. The hunter's path. Or maybe just a very large bear with a limp. Only one way to find out.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read this one too. The tracks are fresh, the edges of the snow still crisp. Whatever made them pass this way not long ago. The wind carries a faint, sickly sweet smell of rot and copper from the south. Steve whines, backing away from the trail, his tail tucked between his legs. Oh, come on, Steve. You'll be fine. Alright, let's see if we can follow the tracks without getting lost. Hey! Success. We did not get lost, so that's the important thing. It'd be really great to get like a we find the beast and like we have a massive success and tame the beast. And now, besties. And I will call him Fluffles.
You leave the ancient oak behind,
Find out.
following the massive track south. The forest changes as you descend. The spruces grow thicker here, pressing close like a wall of spears, blocking what little light remains in the sky. The snow is patchy under the canopy, revealing hard-packed earth and dead needles. The air is colder, damper, and smells of resin and decay.
Steve stays close, his fur brushing your leg. He growls softly at each shadow, his ears swiveling toward sounds you cannot hear. The torch in your hand sputters, the flame shrinking as the wind is consumed. Or wood is consumed, whatever. The darkness feels heavy here. Not just the absence of light, but a presence.
The wolf's wood. Ulfaskoga, can you feel it? The trees are listening, and something else, something hungry is watching from the dark.
The torch flares one last time, then dies, plunging you into near total darkness. Only the faint gray glow of the twilight sky filters through the branches above. Your eyes struggle to adjust. In the dim light, you spot a shape ahead, a clearing where the snow is stained dark. The half-eaten corpse of a wolf lies there, ribs exposed to the cold air.
Well, that's encouraging. The hunter doesn't just kill, it feeds, and it leaves leftovers.
Okay. My torch burned out. Aw. That's not good. I guess I'm gonna try to look for a way to relight my torch and continue chasing after the hunter. I look for a way to relight my torch and chase after the hunter. See how this goes. So now we're in the plains.
The forest spits you out onto a vast, flat expanse of white. The wind hits you like a shield bash, unbroken by trees or hills, tearing at the warmth you gathered in the woods. Moonrise paints the snow in silver and shadow, stretching long and empty toward the horizon. You stand exposed, a dark speck on a frozen sheet, with nowhere to hide.
The Sletter. Open ground. If the hunter is watching, it sees you clearly. No cover, no mercy.
Yeah, but that means I can also
You shake
see
the
him.
dead torch,
Mhm.
but the wood is soaked in cold,
Right, thank
the
you.
embers long drowned in snow. There is nothing here to burn but frozen grass and ice.
Okay, so yeah, anytime I notice, anytime it's got Steve in there, it doesn't want to read it. Was it the massive tracks you followed to vanish in the wind-scoured snow, lost as if they never were? Steve presses against your leg, whining, his tail tucked low as he scans the darkness.
The trail is gone. The wind erased it, chasing ghosts across a frozen field. Bold, but stupid.
To the east, the sky glows faintly with a sickly orange light, the reflection of fire on the horizon. To the west, the dark outline of the forest looms like a wall. The cold bites deep, and the wolf at your side shivers.
Okay, so I guess we head back into the forest. Okay, so Raven says, fire to the east, smoke, people, or just another corpse burning? Your choice, warrior. Freeze here or walk towards the warmth. So I'll head towards the fire. I head towards the fire. I head. Close enough. What a whale cemetery. Okay, wasn't expecting that. All right.
The wind howls across the open plains, driving you toward the eastern horizon. The rust-red glow you saw from the distance resolves not into a campfire, but into the sky itself, the blood moon rising, vast and terrible, staining the snow and sea the color of dried wounds. You step onto the shore, and the ground changes under your boots. Sand gives way to a lattice of white bone. Massive rib cages arch around you like the ribs of a drowned god, rising from the sand in ghostly curves. Skulls the size of small boats lie half buried, their empty eye sockets staring at the bleeding moon. The wind whistles through the hollow bones, a low, mournful song that vibrates in your chest. Crows perch on the vertebrae, their black feathers slick with oil, watching you with unblinking eyes.
Hayvala Kierkegaard, the whale's graveyard. A fine place to die. The spirits here are loud, and they don't like the living.
Steve presses against your leg, his hackles raised. He growls at the shadows between the bones, sensing something you cannot. The air smells of ancient salt, cold, and faint decay.
To the north, a path leads up toward rocky terrain. To the west, the plains stretch back into the darkness. East and south, the ocean crashes against the shore, a black and churning void.
The fire you saw was the moon, chosen, or maybe the eyes of something watching from the water. Either way, you're exposed here. The bones offer no cover from teeth.
A crow takes flight from a nearby rib cage, its caw sharp and echoing. It circles overhead before landing on a higher arch, as if guiding your eye or warning you away. The blood moon climbs higher, casting long, bloody shadows across the maze of bones.
Let me... Yeah, I'm going to try to turn some of the bones into, like, weapon. I take some of the whale bones and try to fashion them into weapons. See how that goes.
You scan the arches of white bone rising around you, searching for something that might serve as a weapon. The ribs of the ancient whale are thick and weathered, bleached by years of sun and salt. You select a shard the length of your forearm, jagged where it snapped from the main ribs centuries ago. Kneeling in the cold sand, you brace the bone against a rock and raise your hand axe. The iron head comes down with a dull crack, chipping the bone but sending sharp splinters flying into the darkness. The material is stubborn, brittle in the cold, resisting your efforts to shape it into a point or an edge. Steve watches, head cocked, as you strike again and again, trying to fashion a dagger or a spike from the grave.
Bone against iron. You know what happens to the bone, right? It turns to dust, or sharp splinters that end up in your own foot.
The crows above caw loudly, as if mocking your work. The blood moon casts a crimson glow over the white
the werewolf won't be happy if he gets stabbed with a bone.
Like a slaughterhouse frozen in time.
Or maybe this time
you
with
feel
last
the
time I tried to
resistance
stick.
of
Maybe
the
this time
material under your
we'll
axe
take
blows.
the
The vibration
instead.
rattling up your arm.
All right. Okay, so it's a success. We're good. We got ourselves a weapon here. Now, what kind of weapon? I don't know.
The bone finally gives way with a sharp crack, splitting cleanly along a natural fissure. You work the jagged shard against the rock, grinding and chipping until you hold a rough, white dagger, a splinter of the ancient dead, sharp enough to pierce flesh. It is not iron, but it is a weapon.
Yeah, we got a bone shard, and we've got my axe, and I got my
A
torch.
sound tears through the night, freezing the blood in your veins. It comes from the north, beyond the rocky path, a roar that is not wolf, not bear, but something older and hungrier.
There we go.
It echoes off the whale ribs, a challenge to the living.
Steve flattens himself against your leg, trembling, and lets out a high-pitched whine.
There it is. The child of Fenrir. It knows you're here. It can smell the wolf on you.
The blood moon hangs heavy above, casting the maze of bones in a rust-red light. The crows take flight in a black flurry, their caws lost in the wind. The roar fades, but the silence that follows is worse heavy. Waiting, watching.
All right. So let's do this. I yell towards the hunter and say, "Come get some," and then run straight towards it. Okay, it didn't capture any of that. You know, it'd be great if I could spell things. Alright. We'll see what happens.
The rocky path from the whale cemetery descends sharply, opening onto a jagged shoreline of black stone and churning water. The sky above is a deep, bruised crimson, the blood moon hanging low and heavy over the strait. 200 meters away, the frozen passage gleams like a scar of white ice, cracking and groaning in tide. Beyond it, the mainland flickers with distant fires, a promise of warmth that feels like a cruel joke. The wind here is a living thing, tearing at your clothes and skin, carrying the salt spray that freezes instantly on the rocks.
Fairjay, the ferry. The end of the line. Look at the ice. It's dying. You have hours, maybe less, before it breaks apart and takes you with it.
You cup your hands to your mouth and roar into the dark. Come get some. The challenge tears from your throat, raw and desperate, swallowed instantly by the wind. You break into a sprint, boots slamming against the slick rocks, the bone shard and axe gripped tight in your hands. Steve bolts ahead, then stops, tail tucked, whining as he stares into the darkness between the boulders.
Come on, Steve. Stupid. Hard to tell the difference with you, but it heard you. Look.
Let's go.
High on the rocky ridge to the north, a shadow detaches itself from the stone. It is vast, a hulking silhouette against the blood moon, standing on two legs like a man but shaped like a nightmare. It does not roar again. It watches you, motionless, as you charge across the open ground. The distance is too great to close, the terrain too treacherous for a mad dash. You slow, chest heaving, as the beast simply observes.
I'm just in there. I'm gonna go chase after this thing. I'm just like,
It's sizing you up, testing. It knows you can't reach it. Not yet. It's waiting for you to make a mistake.
I got winded.
The ice passage groans loudly, a deep cracking sound that vibrates through the soles of your boots. A fissure opens in the white surface, water bubbling up. The mainland fires flicker, tantalizingly close.
Okay, I'm gonna try one thing here. Okay, try this. I race across the ice passage towards Fairy and slam my axe into it to break it behind me. Let's see what happens. I'll go ahead and read through this one. If it wants to. I think it's still processing. Trying to figure out what to do. Okay, so it says, I sprint across the slick rocks, boots skidding on patches of black ice, and I launch myself onto the frozen path. The surface groans under my weight, a spiderweb of cracks radiating from my footsteps. Steve bounds ahead, claws scrabbling for purchase on the slick sheath. Behind you, the shadow on the ridge moves. It's no longer watching. It descends, a landslide of fur and muscle hitting the shoreline with an impact you feel through the soles of your feet. It's coming. Move. The ice won't hold you both. You skid to a halt halfway across, turning to face the pursuing nightmare. The beast hits the ice, its massive claws gouging deep furrows as it charges. You raise your hand axe and slam it into the frozen surface with all your strength. The ice shudders and white fractures, blooming outward like lightning, but it holds. The beast is 20 paces away, closing fast, its roar drowning out the groan of the falling flow. Alright. Roll the dice real quick. Hey, it's a success. Pause the narration again. On the frozen passage.
The axe head descends with a crack that echoes across the frozen strip.
For a heartbeat, the white surface holds, spiderwebbing through fractures that glow in the blood moon's light. Then it gives way. The ice explodes into shards, plunging into the black water below. The gap yawns open between you and the shore, widening as the tide pulls the broken flows apart. You did it! The hunter is trapped, though I suspect it won't be thanking you for the swim. The beast skids to a halt at the water's edge, its claws scrabbling uselessly at the sheer drop. It throws its head back and roars, a sound of pure frustration that shakes the remaining ice. It paces along the shoreline, a massive silhouette against the crimson sky, but it does not enter the water. The ice cannot hold its weight. You stand on the frozen passage, a precarious bridge of white ice that groans under your boots. The wind here is unrelenting, cutting through your clothes and freezing the spray on your faces. To the west, the beast prowls the distance of the shoreline, its eyes burning like dying coals as it watches you cross. To the east, 200 meters away, the mainland awaits. Small huts huddle against the dark, smoke rising from chimneys and the dim lights of torches flickering in the night. Steve presses against your legs, shivering violently. The ice is slick, covering in a thin layer of frost that hides cracks running through it. Every step sends a vibration through the soles of your boots, a reminder that this bridge is dying. The mainland fire promises warmth, but the ice between you and them is treacherous, shifting trap. I have exhausted, exposed, wind, and freezing. Like 200 meters of bad decisions. The ice is already failing. If you stand still, you sink. If you run, you might break through. Choose carefully, Chosen. The passage creaks ominously, a deep, resonant sound that seems to come from the water below. The fissure opens up a few paces away, running parallel to your path. The beast's roar fades behind you, replaced by the ominous groaning of the ice and the rushing wind. Okay. I do have to go here. I did have a lot of fun with this. This was this was like so much fun. The things you can do with this. Yes, of course you can take it seriously. You can do all sorts of stuff. I mean, I did a little moon dance and got eaten by a wolf because of it. But then I also suplexed an alpha wolf and made it my friend, and his name is Steve. So I actually really liked this. This was really cool. I know that in the full release, it looks like I saw on their Steam page, there's going to be a lot more different scenarios you can do than just this one, and from like different things like even sci-fi and horror and all sorts of stuff. So I think that's really cool. I did enjoy this quite a bit. If you want to check it out, there is a demo available on Steam right now. I have a link in my description if you want to check that out. But I had a ton of fun. I hope you all did as well, and I will see you all next time.